Hi, my dear Slide family. Greetings from Russia with love. We'll continue to answer questions received from our Light family. First of all, I need to tell you something very important about my wife, Jill. There are discussions currently taking place whether she's an original one or human. Actually, this question with a simple answer. As you remember, all the original ones exited duality and entered the field of the One. Under the guidance of our beloved Seer Almine, it was in 2019. And the realm of the One is a realm of purified emotions. And those who still manifest distorted states of being, such as anger, fear, pain, protectiveness, are left behind in duality and got stuck somewhere in 2018, maybe earlier, which is impossible for an original one. How to see a difference between the original one and non-original one is that an original one is currently within the field of the One and lives in emotional purity, which is no anger, fear, pain, and protectiveness. And all that remains are pure emotions only. So those who still manifest those four distorted emotional states cannot be original ones. Jill can be ruthlessly open in her self-expression, and it's not always convenient for people in her environment. She always speaks what she feels, but she's never harmful and aggressive, not even a trace of anger, fear, pain, and protectiveness. There's a difference between speaking the inconvenient truth with or without aggression. She naturally cannot be aggressive. Otherwise, she would not be able to be my wife. I don't tolerate aggression in my personal space, especially from someone whom I'm supposed to share my life with. When we felt like we liked one another in 2006, and there were some moments of deep sharing when we shared about ourselves, she told me that she naturally is not able to tell a lie since her birth. And my life with her since that time, 18 years already, and 15 years of our official marriage, I can confirm this is true. Such high level of integrity and truthfulness are really very rare qualities in our modern age. Only this quality is enough to qualify her as clear to work with people. So if she is not an original one, then what is an original one? An original one is the one who possesses qualities of godhood, such as honesty, transparency, sincerity, and integrity. And four distorted emotions are not a part of their nature. That's why they cannot experience them. And my special eternal gratitude for her parents, to her parents, as this family played an instrumental role in bringing me to my first retreat with Almine in Colorado in 2008. And not only that, they played instrumental role in supporting the work of the Russian office in the most difficult times after 2014 and until I found a job. If you know Jill personally or through her online presence, you know what I'm talking about. Another important question, why does Team in Russia not follow the guidelines of the original ones, of the original ones team, original ones foundation? In 2016, Almine received prophecy from the Infinite about creating an Institute of Physical Mastery in Russia that, according to this prophecy, first released during Almine's Kiev retreat in Ukraine and then elaborated in 2016, it should assist masters and light workers in living with ease, holiness, and grace among humanity and their much denser reality. How to be in the earth and not of the earth, a lifestyle from above. It's designed to help us navigate around the pitfalls and attempts of human games to bind and control us. We are also supposed to teach our global light family how to master living from physicality, resurrected, incorruptible matter. Almin says it's the goal and also the fulfillment of the prophecy that all the Russian institutes be made available in both English and Russian. When we receive the prophecy that expresses infinite intent, we cannot treat it lightly. Like we'll fulfill it only if it will be convenient. If something is not convenient, we forget about it. No, it's not about us. What happened afterwards? Almin stopped lecturing, and then COVID. Actually, Team Almin Russia completely lost connection with Almin, as she announced in Ohio in July 2019 that she was going to seclusion. And I asked her, what's next? She answered, it's up to you, Sergey. So if it's up to me, I have skills, public relation management, management of logistics, event management, sales department management, my past work history. Of course, I know what to do. We made a plan, all logistics, gathered together all necessary resources, and currently we have about 100 packages of information that gradually translated and published in the English language via Team Almine Russia's websites. But my understanding is that if there's something like a prophecy from the infinite, deviation from it or violation of it can have devastating cosmic repercussions. I was personally trained by Almine to take our work very seriously. And during all those years, we developed the Institute in combination with sound alchemy, also per Almine's instruction. And suddenly I received a message from the Original Ones Foundation that the sound alchemy produced by the Russian office is a fake. It was literally said by him in his email that it was just my illusion, regardless of his own participation in that Almin's arrangement in 2016. And Ekaterina, who was our office manager then, created all necessary marketing and advertisement campaigns for Sound Alchemy production. And he himself received his own personal sound elixir from Team Almin Russia and expressed sincere, heartfelt gratitude for it. And now the same person is saying that it's just my illusion. And Bilingual Institute of Physical Master is also my illusion. So according to this version, prophecies from the infinite are my personal illusions. And prior to that, this particular email, I received an email with aggressive demands to dismiss and dismantle what initially was the prophecy of the infinite. Of course, I didn't respond, and then he did what he did. There's a reason why I didn't respond to his second email. I applied one of the techniques of Almin's internal technologies, which I learned from Almin personally during the years of our work and travel together in Russia and the Ukraine. It is the law of only one time. It means that if someone approaches you with aggressive appeal, you tell him to decrease the volume of his voice and to calm down, and then maybe there will be a possibility for a conversation. If person does exactly what you tell him to do, then a dialogue is possible. But if the same person gets angry the second time, it's already a pattern, and we must no longer communicate with such a person. He is deleted from our lives literally forever and ever. No matter how much he will apologize or try to convince us that it will never happen again. No, no. If it happened a second time and you react or respond to it, it establishes a pattern. You'll be bound to become a passive instrument, a passive slave in his hands for the rest of your life. So many husbands and many wives know about it if you have an abusive husband and an abusive wife. And you know that I share more details about it in my previous video, questions one. I gave him a warning before that I would delete him and block his contact if he ever repeats his aggression. And this is exactly what I did. And he was blocked. The reason why so many people are weak, sick, and depressed is because they lost their personal power to those whom they allowed to stay in their lives after the second time of anger or rage or any form of inadequate, abusive, destructive behavior for distorted emotions based. After a second time, you know that this person will never be in your life. So again, the algorithm of health, strength, and well-being is the following. If anyone is angry at you or displays form of inadequate, abusive, destructive behavior, tell them to stop immediately. If they do what you tell them to do, they can stay in your life until they get angry or inadequate again. And give them a warning. If this repeats, they will no longer be in your life. If they do the same again, it's the last time you see them and hear from them. They're forever deleted from your life, and they will never come back again. Is it possible to enter business relationships with such a person? Yes, to some extent. If it's only contract-based business relationships with absence of friendship and personal relationships. If such a person tries to get personal again, we immediately, gently but firmly tell them nothing personal, only business. Or selecting a different spokesperson is definitely the best solution. But if it's not a possibility, then what else can we do? But just exchange paperwork, business matters, no talking, no personal level communications. If a person ever tries to interact on personal level again, then there's no more business. We will never see such a person again, including in business relationships. So I propose a working solution for reconciliation between Team Almine Russia and Team Original Ones. We can no longer be on speaking terms with her here because he violated the law one time. He got angry with me for a second time, but we can work together. If the Original Ones trust currently has a copyright for all Almine's intellectual property, then my understanding is that the Original Ones trust should be a recipient of the royalties for all sales from the Russian offices revenues, Russian offices, web stores revenues. The only thing, as we operate on legal grounds, I need to see documentary evidence of a copyright transfer. And they will select a spokesperson for communications with us. Perhaps Miss Ruth Peterson. She never acted inadequately or unprofessionally with me or with anyone else from Team Almin Russia, so I can still communicate with her. As we will never be on speaking terms with her here for obvious reasons. It's not hard feelings or personal offense. It's actually Almin's teachings, Toltec wisdom, internal technologies. It's spiritual law. Never communicate with angry people. It's toxic. It will kill you. So here's a solution. On its conception level, everything else is a matter of logistics. Miss Peterson can call or text me anytime at +7 963 961 7968. I am also using WhatsApp and Telegram. But first I need to see a documentary evidence of copyright transfer. It's a formality, but it's a legal requirement because I'm still managing an organization owned by Almine officially. And it's unclear if the Russian office should also be transferred to the Original Ones Foundation. If yes, we can work with that too. The documentary evidence is a requirement, as we are not of the world, but we are in the world and we respect the world. Gods and goddesses are legal and pay taxes, regardless of their cosmic status. We must definitely keep everything in accordance to 2016 prophecies from the infinite. We cannot treat such prophecies lightly. Almin publicly declared during one of the Moscow seminars that Moscow in Russia will be the center of dissemination of her teachings. A Russian light family remembers that, and we didn't receive any explanation why this original mandate is supposedly no longer valid. We never received any information about cancellation of the 2016 mandate. We took it very seriously as the will of the divine, the will of the infinite. The project is not easy, and Russian office is currently bound by some long-term financial commitments, and we cannot just drop it. After many years of diligent planning and strategizing and putting enormous effort, working with Team in Russia, you work with people who care for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as some of us are in Russia, some in America. So it's literally, we need to sit together with the team, original ones, how to create a win-win situation for all parties involved. We do care not only for well-being of the Russian office, but also for well-being of the team original ones. And absolutely, of course, for well-being of our beloved Sir Almin. As now it became clearer that Almin personally supports their efforts, which, if honestly, was still not clear enough to us just a few days ago, now it's clear. Almin asked me to teach, but currently I have a full-time job with an extremely rigorous schedule and overtime, and I needed some creative solution. I must carry my financial responsibility for my family. That's why I have a job. And I'm personally supervising our volunteer facilitators, not teachers, facilitators. It's not like they teach on their own accord, but I make sure that their efforts are consistent with Almine's original teachings. And Jill's advantage is that she's a native English speaker, and what we always do whenever we are together with Jill in the same space, at home, wherever we are, we're discussing Almin's work, discussing Almin's teachings, and often I assist her in more in-depth understanding of them. So everything is under my personal supervision. So whenever Jill teaches, actually not teaches, facilitates, or anyone else of the team or volunteers facilitates, everything is under my strict supervision. We don't have any other life except Almin's work. No leisure time, no personal material goals, nothing outside of the context of constant self-work and communication with our bilingual life family on the ongoing basis, just because we care. It's our mission, and we cannot live otherwise. Only close to the end of the last year, I felt like only then I could say that I integrated teaching to the extent that with cautious optimism, I was ready to share. And I personally work with our facilitators, as I said, making sure that everything is in order, everything is clear. This is my job description and my responsibility. We cannot avoid the fact that every lecturer or facilitator, especially thousands of people who create their own businesses around the world according to Almin's business plan for prosperity instructions, they just study the books. Of course, they flavor them with their own personal experience of the teachings and uniqueness of their interpretation. We cannot avoid that. But this is what Almin actually says when she says each one of them is a unique lens that brings a unique color to the light of the infinite shining through them. The most important here is that the heart and the motives of a facilitator are pure. Jill is not going to actually teach. She will facilitate the process of deeper integration of Belasbata qualities. This is all we can do. The teachings have already been taught. To try to reteach the teachings would be the same as reinventing the bicycle. There is no need to reinvent the bicycle. They're already available for us to ride. And sometimes we just need someone to slightly assist us in learning this skill. Our mission is to just facilitate deep integration process, just to slightly assist all of us in the process of embodying them so that they become our lifestyle. Original ones is not a title, it's a lifestyle. This is the mission statement of Team Almin Russia. Godhood as a lifestyle. Talk to you soon.